Hey, Caleb here. Happy summer, everyone. It's Tuesday, August 10th. Welcome to The Kevin White Show, formerly known as Audacious Generosity. This is the podcast helping you live, transform, and prosper in the presence of God. Please help us out by subscribing, reviewing, and sharing the show. On Friday, September 3rd, Kevin will be sharing a powerful message from God's Word entitled, God Speaks and You're Not Deaf. I hope you'll join us for this international live broadcast from the USA via Zoom, YouTube, or Facebook at 10 a.m. Eastern Time on Friday, September 3rd. Details at kevinwhite.us. We'll see you there. Also, Kevin's book, Audacious Generosity, is available in paperback for only $10 right now at kevinwhite.us, and that includes free shipping anywhere in the USA. That's cheaper than you can buy it on Amazon. Go to kevinwhite.us and order some copies today for you and your friends. Okay, now here's Kevin with today's show.
Thank you so much, Caleb. I really appreciate you and our team for all your investment in the Kevin White Show. I too hope that you'll go over to kevinwhite.us and grab that book. It's cheaper than you can buy it on Amazon. I love the book Audacious Generosity, and I can't wait to share it with you. I hope you've already read it, but you can grab it for gifts now. It's only $10, and that's including shipping in the USA. And so I want to share that with you and your loved ones. And so go grab several copies and help us spread the word that God is the giver, and giving depends upon what God puts into your hands. You want to see miracles in your life? Open up your hands to God and let Him fill them for the Great Commission, and commit that whatever He puts into your hands, you will use for the Great Commission, and just watch what happens. He is so passionate for the lost and for people far from God to be raised to life in Christ. And His strategy has always been audacious generosity, for God so loved the world that He gave Jesus. That's audacious generosity. You need to read this book. I can't wait to share it with you. Go to kevinwhite.us and grab it. Well, I've got a gift for you today. We're right in the middle of a training that I call Watch Your Word. It's based upon my third book. You say, wow, you haven't even published your second book yet. Well, it is in process of production right now, being laid out and produced. It will actually be published, released worldwide, everywhere on Amazon in November 2021, just a few months from now. And I'm excited. It is entitled Get to the Point. And it's all about a passionate pursuit for the presence of God, and how every guidance and provision you will ever need can be found today, right now, in the presence of God. I can't wait to share that book with you. I'm also excited about book number 3 that will be out in March 2022, and it is What's Your Word? And it helps us identify our why, eliminate our noise, and prosper everyone with one. Can you say one? Everyone say one. One single vision word for success. Last week, I started introducing you to session 2 of a training day called What's Your Word Training. And this is Word Tank Part 2. Let's dive into today's episode.
So here's a manufacturer, an example of a manufacturer. Andersen Windows is the largest supplier of windows. Your house probably has Andersen. If not, at least the house next door does. It may be in a different co-brand, but it was manufactured most likely by Andersen. And they're what words, manufacturing brands, windows, doors, retailers, houses, builders, homeowners, contractors, realtors, architects, even more over there at the bottom, products, glass, sustainability, warranties, industry, market, employer. So I went through their website and just did an analysis of all of their words. These are good words. They have a ton of words that really are relevant to their success. Why? Profit, people, families, community, love, life, see, in order to see out the window, clarity, veterans. They love to employ veterans. How do they do it? Safety, for standards, for integrity, gratitude, professional, testing, service. And then the results word, paid, quality, legacy, heritage, success, satisfaction, value. They're number one in the world. Trust. All of those are results of Andersen Windows. And unless they choose a different word, in general, a manufacturer, a repair person, a service professional, their word is going to be paid. Their one vision word for success is paid. All of this is good, but what makes them really succeed is them getting paid. And they make billions of dollars a year in Windows. And just imagine if they had all of this value with this testing, and they love to make Windows, and it was in houses everywhere. But if they didn't get paid in 2021, we would not have Andersen Windows probably in 2022, because it takes that word for them to succeed. And that's their vision word for success. And so what is your word? All of that is to just whet your appetite for your word. And so now I'm going to draw your attention to the handout. Let me just walk you through the handout real quick. So there's just a letter there on page 1 from me. And I hope that you'll take time to look at that. There is a use it and lose it for application on session 1. And in each application sheet, I'm asking you 3 questions. Why were you supposed to hear this session? What jumped out at you? What one word comes to mind as a result of this session? And then who do you need to talk to about implementing what you learned in this session? And then there's an area there for taking any notes. We did not go over that in session 1, but we will in session 2 and 3 and 4 as we have time. But I want you to look at page 3. And again, if you're on Zoom and you don't have the physical handout in front of you, you can go to kevinwhite.us/word day, WORDDAY, put it all together. And that will take you to a Google Drive. In that Google Drive is this handout that I'm referencing. And so you can click on the handout right here. If you have the ability to print it, you can. It's not necessary. You can always transfer this over to a blank sheet of paper. There's a promotional flyer that we talked about very early, my slides that I'm walking you through, as well as a PDF of the slides. And all of this is based on my book, What's Your Word, that will be published in March of 2022 in 4 different versions. And that manuscript is available there for you. And I hope you don't sit and read it right now. I hope that we can just continue to go through our word day together. So this is the fun part. You've heard of think tanks. We're now going to have a word tank. And that's where you list out all of your important words. You've heard of a brainstorming session. We want to have a word storm. And so there in the box, put your name there. And then I just want you to start making a random list of your good words, great words, every word that comes to mind. And I put some questions down there for you to help pull the words out of you. What do you do? So for me, I'm a writer. I would put writing. I'm a speaker. I would put speaking. I'm the executive director. So I would put that, or nonprofit leader. I'm a pastor, so I would put pastor down. And you add your words. There's no right or wrong words here. But what do you do? What are you known for? I've only known Barbara a short period of time, but I know she's known for organization and for decluttering people's lives and helping them to be organized. What are you known for? I know Leanne is known for her podcast, known for her children's books. She has beautifully illustrated children's books with powerful stories, and she's known for that. What are you known for? And if you're doing this as an entrepreneur, think in that context. If you're doing this as an individual, then you can be as practical as I'm known as a wife, I'm known as a mom, I'm known as a member of the choir. You know, what do people say about you? Maybe honest or integrity comes to mind. That could be a value of yours. Maybe available comes to mind. That can be a value. And I want you to look at having anywhere from 10 to 100 words. There's no shame in only having 10. There's no shame in having 99, but you really don't want too many words. But you need to think of your good words, all the good words you can think of.
Hey, it's Caleb. Kevin will be right back. Kevin White is an international speaker and best-selling author who loves helping people everywhere to prosper in God's presence. A serial entrepreneur, Kevin has helped start hundreds of businesses, nonprofits, and churches. As founder and executive director of Global Hope India, Kevin has traveled over 1 million miles to 27 different countries, speaking to thousands of audiences throughout India and the world. Visit kevinwhite.us for Kevin's books, 1-Minute Motivation Series, and podcasts. Visit kevinwhite.us today. For over 20 years, Global Hope India has been empowering the church in India as they make Christ known. Visit globalhopeindia.org and learn how you can pray, give, and go. Over 1,000 people have served on one of GHI's short-term mission trips to India. Now you can join a virtual mission team to India. Visit globalhopeindia.org today because everyone should have access to hear about Jesus. Okay, now back to the show.
Why do people come to you? If you know how to help repair their car, then repair is going to be a good word. Maybe car is a good word. If you know how to bake cakes, they come to you because you bake delicious cakes. Then baking is a good word. Cake is a good word. Delicious is a good word. Why do people come to you? What do you value? And there's no right or wrong here. If you value family, put it down. If that's not a high value, there's no shame in that. You don't need to make up things. This isn't about impressing me or impressing anyone in the room. These can be your own private list. I hope that some of you will share. Okay, I'm going to give you some rapid fire, and this is just to pull any last words out of you. And if you need more time, I'm learning here, so you tell me if you want more time. But let me give you this list of rapid fire, and then we're going to come to a point where everyone feels like you've got a good start, at least on your words. So what words are you most passionate about? So one of the words that helped me get to my word was the word discipleship. That's just something I'm passionate about. I suspect everyone in the room would probably appreciate discipleship, know about discipleship, but maybe not be passionate about it. So there's no shame in that. I put it down as one of my passions. What are you passionate about? What words shape you the most? My faith shapes me the most. Jesus is a big word for me. Prayer is a big word for me. It doesn't have to be for you. This isn't who can be the most godly or the most right. Be honest. What shapes you the most? Family is a big word for me. My parents divorced whenever I was 12 years old. My family of 6 fell apart. I lived with my dad and my older brother for 2 years. And my mom and younger brother and sister moved 30 minutes away. And I was 12 and my older brother was 16. My dad worked in town And so they were gone. And I rode the bus home from school, and I was by myself for really 2 years of my life. And so family, I'm very passionate about family, but maybe, there was probably some traumatic thing in your life or something that shaped you. So what shaped you? What words describe success to you? I ran from the word prosperity for the longest time because I'd been trained that it's a bad word in Christian circles. Name it and claim it, prosperity gospel, lots of things. But God's really been showing me recently that it's a very biblical word he has promised over his people. But maybe success, maybe some people that would say success is happiness. Success is family. Success is having over $1 million in the bank. What describes success to you? Some of this is repetition. What describes what you do? What describes why you do what you do? What results? If you haven't already, I want you to think about that. What results from what you do? A bookkeeper may say that what results is the organization of financial records. But there's something more in the felt need area of what results, like peace of mind. The difference between bad accounting and good accounting can be peace of mind. So peace might be the result of a good bookkeeper. And then what distinguishes you? I would say the word organization distinguishes Barbara. We'll get to know each other in just a minute, but I have a coworker from India that's been here. It's like his 7th time in the US, but he has a tourist visa, which has been a miracle of the Lord. But he came January of 2020 and has not been back. They canceled his flight. And so he's here legally. He's applied and been granted extension. But during this time, he has learned art and did an art show in downtown Raleigh last month or a couple weeks ago. That was a huge success. And so he's now becoming distinguished as an artist, but he does epoxy resin on wood and things to look like splashes of waves on like cutting boards and things like that. And that is a distinguishing type of art for him. What distinguishes you?
Thank you for listening to The Kevin White Show. Find the complete archive of all episodes at kevinwhite.us or subscribe for free through your favorite podcast player and never miss an episode. This program, copyright Kevin White International, all rights reserved. Each week we bring you a message of life, transformation, and prosperity from God. Remembering God's greatest gift is His very own presence, made possible through Jesus Christ. Join us again next week for Living the Dream with Kevin White.